Welcome back to Video Roll. Today is Sunday, where we do our Sunday slip. We will look at the different Pokemon singles and sealed products going down in price, hopefully calling out the opportunity that you might be looking for when you're doing your shopping for those single cards to add to your master sets, or just the ones that you like that you want to pick up and have for the long term. We also have a giveaway. That's right, the Pokemon 151 giveaway. I'm hoping I can give this away before a reprint even comes, so that way it's even more special to whoever wins it. But that's the poster collection going out to one lucky winner. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the channel. And I really appreciate all the feedback and all the support. We are on the road to 4,000 subscribers. I think we can do it. We are really marching our way there. Our last goal when we went to 2,500, that was amazing. It took us about 90 days from that previous giveaway setup there. This one's going to be hopefully a little bit faster than that, getting into that 4,000 subscriber mark. And additionally, go over to this video here, leave a comment there. That's where I'm pulling the winners from when we get down to it. And I say winners because I do have other prizes in mind. I think we need to do a second, third, and fourth prize just to make sure we can offer it out to people. So I'm putting that out there that's coming. I just haven't decided what the prizes are yet. I'd like it to be something a little bit different than I've done in the past. So be a part of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I post 7 days a week. Let's dive in. We have our Stellar Crown. I brought out just kind of the recent sets, a few from the recent sets that have been kind of slipping down in price here. Terrapagos EX, nice, beautiful card. Everybody was going crazy after it, and now we're getting close to that $100 mark because time is going on. Here's our FOMO bracket right there in the 150 range. The we just released, I want it now, and I want to turn around and grade it, or whatever people are doing, and then you kind of get into the, okay, it's coming down, I'm going to get it while it's still coming down before it goes too high. But a little patience, a little time. And now if you look at some things like the trends, and this is just a little bit of an observation, a little bit of experience that I can hopefully share with you to be some insight of what's to come. Surging Sparks is popping off. People are going nuts buying it out. It's selling out everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but it's selling out quite a bit. And where it's not selling, it's bumping up in price. So those pre-order prices of a $100 box, gone for a booster box. 105, can't find it. 110, not easy to find. And even then, you have other things like tax and shipping to consider, and it makes it way more expensive anyways. So the best I found right now is about a $125 box. That may be good. I don't know for sure. However, I'd like to be realistic. Stellar Crown just came out, and it's already slipping down in price on the singles. The sealed is kind of staying the same. All right? We have Surging Sparks that's kind of sucking all the energy out, which means there's other sets that could suck the energy out of Surging Sparks. And if you've been paying attention, if you've been looking at it, there's rumors of a Rocket set, a Team Rocket set. There's rumors of Gym Heroes type set to be released. Those are going to be big. And while Surging Sparks is a Pikachu set, and there's 4 different Pikachus you could pull, I think the energy is going to get sucked out a little bit, that we don't have to go crazy. We don't have to FOMO now that there's this big surge, for lack of a better term, into Surging Sparks. That's a sidebar here, a little bit beside the point, but it's just kind of a window into the future that maybe a little patience will pay off. So while I didn't get all the sealed product I wanted to yet on Surging Sparks, I'm patient. I'll wait and I'll be okay. I'm not going to jump in it in 125. We'll see. I could be wrong. And there's reason to think I could be wrong, and we'll get to that a little bit later on here. Squirtle, the other turtle, here we go. Well, the main turtle, really. I guess Terrapagos is the other turtle, but for the set, this is the other turtle, right? We've been going down quite a bit, trying to recover, bouncing up, overcorrect, down a little bit too far. So it's kind of bouncing around in this time frame here. Let's see. If we look at it, yeah, it looks pretty crazy up and down, but for the most part, not a big change of 2.5% up there, 2.75%. But if you look at just the overall trend has been down. There may be a little correction. We might be leveling off. And as the energy moves over to the new sets, when Pokemon's releasing a new set, that tends to happen. We're going to see this kind of level off in that $40 range probably for a little while. So we'll see. Lacey, similar story, but straight on down. Here we go. That FOMO price coming on down, getting in that $35 range here. Not too bad being the third card from the set, being in the mid-30s there. So Hydrapple, fourth card in the set, fourth pull in the set, rather, as far as price goes. And we're just starting to creep back up a little bit, but still sub 35 on that. Not bad at all. Bulbasaur, I was really hoping I could pick up at like 32. And I probably missed my opportunity when it was there a little bit back because it was coming down so fast. I thought a little recovery and then some balancing off in this 32, maybe even down to 30 range. So have I missed my opportunity? No. I'm going to wait on it a little bit if I'm going to pick this up secondary. 35 is a little bit more than I want to do. 34 and a quarter, whatever, is a little bit more than I want to do on this. But it's also not unreasonable. It's the fifth best pull in the set price-wise. So you have a lot going for you there. So Shrouded Fable, the set that just nobody could break 100 for the long term, and maybe we'll see that in Stellar Crown. I don't know. Earthen Vessel, because of the playability, because of the flash, the beauty of the gold, all of that, you have this crazy price going on it. However, it is down. It is down in this wild swing here. It's on the downward trend. If we stretch it out just a little bit, that didn't make any sense to me. The 3 month, that's what happened here. That's why I put it to a month, just to give us a better idea of where we're at. But still, in that $60 range on this $61, if you include that shipping there. Pheasantipity, playability here. This was the chase of the set for a while, but it's been on this really long downward trajectory. Let's see if we stretch it in. Redo? No, none of these are helping really. I mean, 6 month kind of helps it give us the last little bit here, but it might be compressing this. So, but down overall. Just as we're seeing here across the board. Cassiopeia, this was the chase of the set for about 3 minutes, and then people started opening packs, and I don't think they were wrong for this being the chase of the set. I think actually once the playability runs out on Pheasantipity and Earthen Vessel, if the playability runs out on those, whether it takes as long as pulling them out of rotation or just new stuff comes on the scene and helps the decks for their playability, this one probably will end up being the chase card. I think it has the best artwork. There's a lot more going on, a lot more storytelling. Little cameo of Sylveon there. You got the little Pikachu phone case here, or Eevee. Is that Eevee? Might be Eevee. It looks like Eevee, sorry. Phone case or something, and I think everybody wants something like that just on their phone, right, with the big ears and all that, so that wouldn't look awkward when you take a call. It's down. It's way down. We were at that $200 mark. Can't believe that even happened. To the poor soul who went for $200, and then the 36 people who jumped in at $130 thinking they were getting a great deal. It may get up to the $100 mark again. We might see that someday, but not for a long time. I see this on the shelves everywhere, so people just aren't interested. However, that tells me something. If you're not interested in the set, it's worth getting the few pieces that might be worthwhile to have long term, because that lack of interest, it stops getting printed. It's not called for a reprint, and then scarcity builds, and it takes years. It takes years for that to happen. However, if you get in at the right time, i.e. the Greninja EX promo, the Kingdra EX promo, those are beautiful, and for promos, they're going for a decent amount right now that the collection box, I think, will be worth it. I got a case, so 3 of each, and I was tempted to open them because I kind of want the promo out. But I'm like, okay, I have it there anytime. I can always open it. But I think I'm going to hold on long term and keep them sealed. Peacherunt EX, the only thing I pulled out of Shrouded Fable. Didn't do a lot of openings, so I was actually really lucky to pull anything at all. But here we are in that $25 range, and it had a little comeback of a $1.50, thinking it was going to go somewhere. No, it didn't. It's coming back down. So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes on sets that just aren't hitting home for everybody. Okie dokie. Shrouded Fable, again, just that long trajectory down, and I think it's not done falling down. I don't think we're going to see the end of that collapse there. Greninja EX, are you coming down a little bit? Funky little spike on the end, but it's been a downward trend. We hit that $300 mark, and then we've been slowly coming down, a little recovery, coming down. Now we're going back to a recovery, and that's probably what we'll see. We'll get in this little recovery zone, and I don't know if it'll be on a trickle down direction or if it's going to be a trying to push this thing back up. Once that Pikachu SIR hits, that's going to be in full-on competition with this. Not because I think the Pikachu is better artwork. I think this is a better artwork. However, I think the Pikachu tax is so big that you're going to have a competitor here that's going to pull attention away from Greninja EX. You're going to have a lot of things on the horizon that are going to make the hype on this card dry up. Some people have been speculating, oh, this could be the pull of Scarlet and Violet. This could be the number one. You can hype it up all you want, but there is just, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense that this would be the pull. This pales in comparison to Moonbryon of Sword and Shield. This falls short of Rayquaza in Evolving Skies. This falls short of many in Sword and Shield. I think the Charizard from Brilliant Stars is better than this as far as artwork. I think that the Moltres from Chilling Reign is doing better than this because of the texture, the moon, everything like there. So, and those prices are lower. So you got to try to think about it in a little bit more realistic terms, that yes, this may be the chase and the pull of 2024, but Scarlet and Violet is not done. Pokemon's got a long way to go here, and we got another year of this, and there's going to be some pretty amazing stuff. Not even knowing, not even seeing anything leaking out or anything like that, just knowing the sets that they're about to release and what could possibly come with that, and the direction the artworks have been taking anyway, we got a long way to go before we start picking out who's number one. And I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong that this could be the number one. And maybe I'll be kicking myself in a couple of years going, I should have bought it at 300, because now it's a $600 card. But I just don't think it has the legs to get there the whole way. So we'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong before, but I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic about what's ahead of us. There's a lot of opportunity coming. Carmine, beautiful artwork. Who doesn't want the noodles with the egg there? That sounds great. And here we have that falling down price under the sub of 75 there. So here you go, $73 on that one. That may be our lowest. Looks like it. Yeah. So getting some opportunity on some of these that is coming down in price over time here. Parent, I was really hoping we can get down to 60, and it was headed that way. I was hopeful, but now we got this little recovery. Maybe it's going to be a bounce up and then work our way back down. So we'll see. It's just about shy of 70 right there. Blood Moon or Salerna, this one is just headed for the tank, all right? Just wants to go way down here, and we are now getting close to that $39 mark. We did see it just a little bit for a second there, and we're floating right at 40 on this one with some shipping. Looks like one of the lower prices there. Teal Mask Ogerpon, Twilight Masquerade. This one had a lot going for it when it first came out. It had some playability, but look at that fall off right at the end here. I think people have just been swapping out their decks, changing things up and unloading, because $36 was kind of where it was sitting around 35, 36 for a little while there, about a month, yeah. And now here we are a couple weeks later that is getting close to that $30 mark. So it could be good to be eyeing that kind of thing if you're going into picking up some Twilight Masquerade singles, whether it's for a deck or for a master set, or just to have the special illustration rares. Some people collect just a certain tier of Pokemon card now, so well, probably always, but more so now. I think that getting the bulk is not that exciting for a lot of people, so getting the artworks is. Twilight Masquerade, Luna's Aid here. Lana's Aid? Sorry, Lana's Aid. I don't know this one. Big sharp dive down here. Maybe it's going to turn into a little recovery. Let's see if 1 month gives us a better... Nah, it's kind of leveling out. It's leveling out sub 30 on that. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. The farther we get away, the more people are forgetting about Celebrations or just realizing how much potential there is out there in other things. And that's been bringing the price down, kind of in this weird swing, but a little bit steadier fluctuation. It's not straight shots up or down. It's got a little bit longer trajectory going up and then working its way down, piece by piece, price by price. 8 sold on that day. That's kind of a high point there over the past 3 months in one day. If you look at the 6 month, it's really fallen down. I mean, we were getting up to almost $400. If you go to a year, we were at about $400 a year ago, $390, and now you look at it here at $333. Wow. If this got to 300, I'd probably pick it up because I love Celebrations. I think it's that fun and that great of a set. A lot of nostalgia there. A good sampling of reprints from a bunch of really sought after cards over a long period of time. Kind of a really cool way to do it instead of just a direct reprint of just the base set Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur. They went beyond that. The Gold Star Umbreon, the shiny Magikarp. There's just a bunch in there that are really cool and very good sampling to have it in that reprint format. The Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic. This thing is still retailing for $3.99 on Pokemon Center website. So to find this at $275 is reasonable. If you look harder, you can find it for less than $200. And at that price, I am tempted, folks. I don't know. Nobody wants this thing. But I feel like in 10 years, it'd be nice to have it. It'd be nice to just have it sitting there. I don't know if I'll be sitting in on this stuff for 10 years. Maybe. I'd like to think I am because it's a fun collection. It's been 3 or 4 already that I've been into it. 4? Jeez. That I've been back into it, and I don't see a sign of slowing down anytime soon. But having that piece would be kind of nice. So picking it up under 200, it's really tempting. Some booster boxes, and I didn't even notice we're into some sealed stuff here, which is not that common for us here when you do the Sunday slip. We've been up pretty high here in the 230s range, coming down, and now we kind of got a little recovery coming back up. what does that mean? It means, like, you look at 1 month and it looks crazy here. You look at 6 months and you see it's just a big fall off, and this is just kind of a recovery, and that's what I would expect. Let me take it back to a year. So we're down here in the 150 range. Probably got a sellout on the Pokemon Center, and combine that with the fact that the alt arts were just shooting through the roof. Everybody was going after this. Then it pumped it up to 240, and now we've come down. We're going to level back out probably. I mean, you usually go down under correcting, and then you come back up a little bit. So in that 220 range, probably for a little while here. We might start creeping up a little bit beyond that, but it's technically on the downside of things in the past recent months here. Chilling Reign, similar story. We have the same thing where it's starting to go back up, but it's after a recovery of coming back down here. And same thing, we worked our way, shot up, hopped around a little bit, came down. Now we're kind of recovering, and actually this has like a little bit steeper recovery on this one at 225 still. I don't know. It's hard to say, would these be worth a pickup? If you're interested in that and you want to complete the Sword and Shield booster box collection or something, these may be worth picking up because over time they're going to get up there. Booster boxes have a tendency to rise over time, and it takes a little bit, but these things do start to climb up faster and faster as time goes on. I mean, Cosmic Eclipse wasn't that well received. It was fine. People liked it. There was some good stuff to it. It's a $1,000 booster box now. Okay, so pretty crazy. Another one, the Evolutions set, 2016 reprint of the base set for the most part, right? That one came out, and you could find it everywhere. Nobody really cared about it. It was, we already did this before. It's a reprint. That's kind of cool. That's nice. It had some hype, but nobody was after it. And now it's a $900 booster box. So, you know, these things do change. 2016 feels like a long time ago, but if you're willing to hold for 8 years, that could be a wild swing for you. We have a crazy correction here on our Brilliant Stars. 185 coming quickly down to 175-ish, almost back to 180. Well, 182, now 180. Where are we at leveling out here? Yeah, that's from the May swing. This is really just in that correction phase still, so we might still have some room to go down or start to creep back up. It's hard to say. We're kind of in that correction phase from the shot up here, and it follows kind of in order. Fusion and Chilling, they're older than Brilliant, so that had to come behind it a little bit more, and there the trend is going to follow behind it as well on that recovery. So interesting to see. Silver Tempest, do not buy this unless you have no other choice. Do not buy this in this spot here. We have it kind of coming down a little bit here, but I wanted to point out more importantly that these things are interesting to watch because when they're going up, you get into this 160 range. It's 143 on the Pokemon Center website. All right, it's 143 on Pokemon Center. Still available. That feels like a lot to me for a booster box because I tend to try to buy them at the closer of like $100 range just because you can get them usually at that price. But when you have no other options, the MSRP starts to become attractive, right? And once that sells out, this isn't going to be a huge shot up to the top, but it's going to be hitting 180 soon after. Once it sells out on Pokemon Center, this will be a $180 box, and it'll probably stick around there for a while. So this has a lot of room to grow, even though we got this kind of downward correction from just a few months back, and we're talking a few dollars at best. But you have to understand where the market's at. That's for the fact that people can't get it on Pokemon Center, so the market's kind of pushing it up. That's going to drive people here. This will sell out. Everything kind of accelerates and moves along that way. Twilight Masquerade, another one that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. I know, there's Greninja. Yeah, that's great. I don't know if this is going to fall down quickly, but I expect this to actually come down a little bit. Probably into like the 140 range pretty soon, only because this is not sustainable. This trajectory, this climb doesn't make sense. And over one card, we're talking one card, okay? When you have, where are we at with that Greninja? Where you go? There you are. When you have the highest card getting close to that $300 range, or in the $275, depending on the listing here, and then the next best is at $70, that does not justify this box. It doesn't justify this box being $170 or close to it. What do we got on the lowest listing here? 168. Okay. It doesn't justify that price, in my opinion, over one card. One card over 100 doesn't justify this. If you had 3 cards over 100, 4 cards, okay, yeah, you might want to hop on this train. But not too quickly because its MSRP is less on Pokemon Center. So we're in a similar story here. It's a different bracket because the Scarlet and Violet era pushed all the prices up. But we're in a similar story from Silver Tempest and Twilight Masquerade. You can still find Twilight Masquerade on other, LGS stores in person and all that. So I don't think there's going to be as much of a demand, and that's why I feel like this is a little bit overinflated right now, and it will come down. It's not going to be a crash or anything, but getting it down to that 140, 150 range is not unreasonable once we get into Surging Sparks and into 2025, and then people will start coming back, especially when they have the better, clearer picture of, is Greninja going to be the pull or one of the biggest? I don't know. That's going to be, time will tell. Time will tell. One thing I was surprised to see with Surging Sparks drying up everywhere, all over the place on these booster boxes, prices are ticking up on all these local game stores and online stores and everything. They're just pushing them up a little bit. They sell a few, push it up another $5 on the booster box, and I'm watching. It was 105. Okay, they did a sellout of that quantity. They relisted it at 110. They sold out on the quantity and they went to 115, and I've been seeing that. So right now, I mean, we're in like the 125 range if you can get it pretty steadily. If you include shipping or taxes across the board, it usually comes out to about $125 a box right now. So that's kind of what we're seeing. I was interested in seeing, is Pokemon Center selling out on Surging Sparks? Are they getting the hype? It doesn't seem like it. There's been sets in the Scarlet and Violet era, for the most part, most of them until about Paradox Rift, maybe even a Temporal Forces, where the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box would sell out. So are they printing more of them? I don't know. Could be. They could be doing a higher allocation because they want to meet demand and because they know they can cash in on that. I'm not certain of that. But they could be doing more of these, or people aren't interested in these, which is interesting because the stuff that you're getting here, the packs is one. Fine, it's another way of getting packs rather than the booster box, and at this price, it's getting close to being comparable there. But the promo looks like it's getting a lot of hype, and it should. It should. The Giratina from Lost Origin, the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved, same artist, and beautiful artwork. Right off the rip here, we know this is good, and you have that exclusive Pokemon Center stamp. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we're not seeing it selling out yet. I didn't want to go crazy or anything, but I usually pick up one of the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. Sometimes I'll do two if I'm feeling it. I went ahead and got a third one on this one because it was still available. The booster boxes are going a little quicker. I don't know if this is going to last into 2025, but I thought getting an additional one is not going to be that hurtful. It's got Pikachu on the box. You got yellow and purple and easy contrast, and it's going to be a nice one to have, and we know that promo's in there. So having the extra one, I think there's value in picking it up for the sealed collection to have a third on this one the way I went. So I did that so that way I can keep two sealed in case I decide I want to rip one open, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I want you to be able to rip some stuff open. So like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win the Pokemon 151 poster collection, giving away here after we reach 4,000 subscribers. Check the link down below in the description. I have a little spiel of just exactly what you need to do in making sure you're entered to win. I want to make sure you have your chance to win on that. Other than that, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.